It is Monday night, and we are live once again for round number 3 of the Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series. Tonight, we bring you live coverage of the Dylan Bates Racing 150 from the Nashville Oval, the mini quarter mile. I'm Jeff Pye Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the ITZR broadcast booth. And Bill, this is one of the smallest tracks ITZR has ever ran the Super Late Models at. And we've got a nice field, 27 of the best super late model racers on iRacing, ready to do battle on this tiny little short track.
Jeff, we ran the Clash as an exhibition race, and nobody thought that it would be an odd thing to run another quarter mile in the middle of the season. So here we are at Nashville, where we thought, oh, the Clash, tiny little track, we better be careful there. That race was so good. Here we are at Nashville, and I'm excited, Jeff. 27 of the best late model drivers, super late model drivers on iRacing. You see the checker flag is out. It is the Dylan Bates Racing 150. We're about to go qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying about to begin, and 27 drivers. They're fighting. We originally were going to fight for 24 spots, but it looks like we're going to go ahead and just start all 27 of these drivers tonight, which means that's the return of the slow dash we're going to have later on
the
tonight.
Slow dash, the dreaded slow dash, where you're going to have drivers that are trying to improve their positions, but it doesn't mean anything other than just improving your positions, as these guys will try to move forward and qualify into this field. Start a little higher in the field.
Well, cars are taken to the racetrack right now for the International Short Track Association Quick Time Award. One driver is going to take home 5 bonus points and a $5 bonus to their end of the year total. And cars on the track right now. Jason Warren, first car up to the top of the board, 13.568 for Jason Warren. About half a tenth slower than his practice speed. So let's see if his second lap is any better. And no, he's not going to improve. So he's going to hang there at 13.568, fastest so far. Aaron Johnson second, Jeff Rivard third with a 13.598 for Rivard.
Checking out Dylan Bates. He's the sponsor of this race in the 91 machine. He qualifies in the 4th spot. AJ Rogers out on the track in the number 17 machine, trying to better his first lap. His first lap put him in P6.
Thomas Axum out on the racetrack in that 13 car, last season's champion, trying to, it looks like he might have touched the back straightaway wall. That's probably going to invalidate that lap. So he's going to have to set up and go again for the 13. Daniel Pope up to third fastest. He went 13.589. Still Jason Warren on top of the board, looking really strong so far.
Tom Dreiling out of the racetrack in the number 11 machine.
Cole Cabry to the top, 13.468 for Cole Cabry. First car into the 13.4s here in this qualifying session. Still waiting for some of the drivers that were at the top of the board in practice to make their laps. And there it is, Alex McCollum, 13.379. Bill, he has a tenth of a second on the whole field.
Well, that is what Alex McCollum tends to do, Jeff. He will show up and crush your dreams in that number 24 machine.
Yeah, some drivers there looked like they were going to have strong qualifying runs, and then Alex, man, almost 2 tenths up on Thomas Axum, who's third now. Axum 13.510. Jason Warren's going to slip back to 4th. Aaron Johnson 5th. Still really good starting positions for them. You're going to want to be at the front of this field. You don't want to be in the back or in the middle of this racetrack, because things are going to go wrong very quickly here, especially with that front straightaway narrowing up with that inside wall. If things go bad, you're going to be stuck behind a lot of mess.
Brett Suggs, we just watched his entire qualifying effort in the 33 machine. One of your top runners here. He qualifies P15, not the effort Brett was looking for. He was extremely quick in practice.
Yeah, we saw some drivers just not be able to back up their practice speed. So a couple of drivers not able to get it done. And Bill, that's it. That's it for our qualifying session. Alex McCollum going to take another International Short Track Association Quick Time Award, another $5 bonus. He's already our points leader. He just added 5 more points to his total. So Alex looking very strong here, week number 3 of this season. And now it's time for our slow dash. 11 drivers going to go 25 laps, and everybody's going to transfer on to the main event tonight.
So we'll check out these race cars. They start to grid on the front straightaway. Some of these cars debuting new paint schemes this week. We had a bunch of them, Jeff. We were going, who's that? Who's that? It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, a lot of new paint schemes this week, and it looks like we're going to have one right here on the front row of tonight's slow dash. That's going to be the 18 of Caden Fisher, former champion in the late model challenger series. On the outside of him in the 09 will be Elliot Carlson.
Starting in row number 2 on the inside, that is the 19 of Wet Willie Howes. Starting third, and on his outside in the 81 machine, that is the ravishing one, Rick Rube.
Starting fifth, another one of those new paint schemes, the 56 of Lucas Hanley, sporting some orange colors now. And on the outside of him, Super Zach, the 42 of Zach Onan.
Starting in the 7th position in that familiar 2-1-2, that is Jonathan Sanford, and to his outside, the defending late model challenger series champion, that is the 22 machine of Jordan Harnish.
Del Mears will roll off ninth in tonight's slow dash, and the 112 on the outside of him. The number 9 car, that's Colby Bryant.
Starting on the inside of the slow dash in the last row, that is the number 11 machine of Tom Dreiling.
So these drivers have been let know that they are all transferring on. We were originally scheduled to start 24. We only had 27 cars. We feel like these guys can handle a 27 car field, so we're going to let them all run our feature event tonight. As we said, this is the late model shootout series. This is our premier division. These are the best of the best, and we think they can handle it. But pace car is going off the racetrack. Caden Fisher going to set the pace here. The Nashville Mini Oval.
Elliot's loose.
Sideways, yeah. Gathers it up, but he's going to lose a ton of positions into turn 1.
And Caden Fisher overran turn 1, so he's going to get passed by Willie Howes.
And here comes Hanley. Hanley down onto the grass into turn 3, trying to get underneath the 81 of Rick Rube. Now Harnish is spinning off turn 4. Harnish is around. Nobody makes contact. So that
Yellow
22
is out. Barney is throwing the yellow vehemently on the front straightaway.
Yeah, so the caution's going to wave, and Harnish is going to continue on. No damage to anybody there as Harnish got turned around. Middle of 3 and 4, we're going to have to look and see what happened. And actually, as I say that, Colby Bryant already went ahead and claimed it. He said, that was my bad.
So we'll take a look. We will watch the replay. We'll have to be quick. These are short pace laps here. Watch Harnish as we go down into turn number 3. Oh, just a little checkup in front. Not really something that Colby, he did get in the back there. But just kind of accordion going into the corner.
Yeah, just one of those situations. We talked to these guys last week. Actually, our Monday night race, New Smyrna, was fantastic. The Tuesday night series was a little rough, and we had a heart-to-heart with a bunch of the drivers about, the contact and running into each other mid-corner. And, it's one of those see car, don't hit car situations there. You got to expect they're going to be slowing up in the middle of the corner, especially this place. So you got to give a little extra room. You got to be careful. Colby Bryant going to go to the rear of the field, join Jordan Harnish and tail into this B main slow dash, but every single car going to transfer on. So really no harm, no foul. Just going to lose some starting positions possibly.
I really hate that name, but it's truly what it is, Jeff. I really
do. And we mean it in the nicest way possible. Most of these guys, just to make it in the slow dash in this series is an accomplishment.
Just being in this series is an accomplishment.
Yeah,
58 drivers started last week at New Smyrna in Late Model Challenger Series trying to get into this series. So just being here and racing with this group of guys is an accomplishment.
Yeah, this is purely invite only. You've got to be either worked your way in or be one of the top racers on iRacing to find your way into this Monday night series. Everybody else runs on Tuesday nights trying to earn their way in our development challenger series. Pace car is off. Caden Fisher going to take us green flag racing once again. Elliot Carlson in second. A little better start for Elliot. He didn't spin the tires nearly as bad that time. There comes Willie Howes in the 19 in third. Rick Rube fourth. Lucas Hanley currently running fifth.
Whole group of drivers single file racing throughout the pack. It's going to be interesting to see how guys make passes here, Jeff. It's going to be tough. The drivers are going to have to find a way to get around each other. It is a tight little racetrack, and it's hard to get runs here. And you see Rick Rube almost get into the back of the 19 of Willie Howes. That gives Hanley an opportunity, but not able to make that pass. So I think it's going to be difficult to pass all night long.
Yeah, you're going to need to set those passes up. And right now, Jonathan Sanford got railroaded to the back of the field. Del Mears was able to get underneath them. And once he got that position, Jonathan Sanford was stuck on the outside, and there was nothing he could do. Every car around him went by, and now Del got up the racetrack. So here comes Tom Dreiling in the 11. Tom working, trying to make his first feature of the season. Hasn't made it out of the B main yet. So Tom already in this one, trying to work his way forward.
See Tom Dreiling in the 11er, Jordan Harnish in the 22, making his way forward after that early spin. Here's the 1-1-2.
So Caden Fisher still out front, trying to stretch this lead, but he is not getting away from Elliott Carlson. And then you got Willie Howes and Rick Rube lined up right behind him. So those top four really under a blanket, nose to tail, chasing the 18 of Caden Fisher. Now Howes taking a peek underneath the 09 there. Got a little sideways off turn 4, lost some momentum. And now he's right back to the bumper of the 09, really driving that car deep into the corner. And he's actually doing a great job on the brakes there, getting that car all the way down to the yellow line.
And see, he's almost able to make the move on Elliott, but not able to do so. Again, Jeff, I do not know how these guys are going to make passes here. I just don't see the ability to do that. I mean, you watch Elliott, he was up the racetrack last time at 1 and 2. Willie was underneath him down there on the bottom, right almost to the apron this racetrack, and he just couldn't get any kind of run.
I think
it's difficult all night long.
Yeah, it's going to take a mistake. You're going to need some help from the guy in front of you to open up the door and make that run. And right now, you see Willie starting to fall off the pace of Elliott. Elliott had a couple good laps in a row, and he's starting to walk away now, chasing down Caden Fisher. That gap between Howes and Carlson is opening up.
Caden Fisher, one of those drivers with a new paint scheme tonight. Normally a bright yellow machine. He's gone to the black with yellow. Doing well for him here as he leads this B main, or slow dash, however you want to call it. But it's a B main that everybody transfers in. That's why we call it a slow dash.
Caden keeping that car pinned to the yellow line, trying to do his best to not allow that 09 any room there to gain on the 18. And he's doing a fantastic job starting to pull away. It's about half a second lead over Elliott Carlson. They're about 15 laps into this 25 lapper, 16 when we cross the line.
Everybody in this race doing a really good job. Only one caution so far, 16 laps down. Laps will tick off very quickly at this little quarter mile.
Yeah, 150 laps scheduled for the main event. So we heard from some of the drivers, they said, are we going to make 150 laps? We're going to be dizzy before this one is over.
Come on, it's not as bad as Oxford.
Well, and that's another track that we're going to this season. So this is the season of the bull rings here, the late model shootout series. A lot of little tiny racetracks on the schedule, and it's just something different. We ran a lot of the same racetracks over and over and over. And, our schedule gurus decided, you know what, it's time to mix it up, have a little fun with it. And these guys are so far putting on an impressive showing here.
Yeah, we believe these guys can handle it because this is the best of the best on iRacing, the best super late model drivers on iRacing. That's why it is the Elite, or the Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series. That's right, Jeff. That was a sponsor plug. What a segue. Yeah. Good job. Pat myself on the back for that one.
Fantastic.
The Elite Performance Industries, your title sponsor here. You can see the logo up the top left-hand corner. Don't forget to go over to ElitePerformanceIndustries.com and check out their stuff. I got to buy one of their t-shirts, Jeff. They're very cool.
Yeah, I got to buy one of their setups so I can win something once in a while.
That's a good point. They win all the time.
I follow them on Facebook, and it's amazing. They keep track of how many wins they get throughout the week in the official series, and it's like every week it's 100-something wins. It's unbelievable what they're doing on the official side of things. And Caden Fisher still out front, 23 laps in, but here comes Elliott Carlson. Carlson has reeled in that 18 of Fisher.
Those are teammates in Revelry Racing. You can see the quarter panels of those cars. Carlson not wanting to get into the left rear of that 18 machine. So it looked like Caden drove her hard into turn number 1. Still trying to find speed out there. These guys are just trying to better their lap times. I heard from somebody earlier that their best lap time was on lap 12 with this setup. So as the fuel burns out of this race car, it gets a little quicker. You see the white flag out. Caden Fisher one more lap around to win the B main tonight.
Down the back straightaway. It looks like Elliott Carlson not going to be able to pressure the 18. He was there for a moment. Lost some speed there off turn 4. Caden Fisher going to win your slow dash. He is going on to the A main event, and he's going to take everybody with him. Elliott Carlson, Willie Howes, Rick Rube, Lucas Hanley, Zach Onen, Dale Mears, Tom Dreiling, Colby Bryant, Jonathan Sanford, and Jordan Harnish.
Well, that one went fast, Jeff. That was good.
Yeah, fantastic racing there in that slow dash. So now these guys are going to have 2 minutes just to get on the racetrack, kind of fill it out. They've been sitting for a while. They just watched that 25-lap race. They're going to get a moment to kind of get used to the racetrack once again and what it's doing. And then we're going to be getting set to go green flag racing for 150 laps. And Bill, once again, the invert's going to come into play here because this is a big track, and we got an 8 invert once again.
Random.org has doomed these drivers once again. Unfortunately, that is that is why we give bonus points for qualifying, is because there's going to be a mandatory 6 to 9 car invert no matter what happens. Nothing less than 6, nothing higher than 9, but the bonus points are what give you the incentive to try to qualify up front. And that's what Alex McCollum keeps doing, is he's the International Short Track Racing Association, International Short Track Association quick time award tonight again. So he'll pick up those 5 bonus points, but unfortunately he'll be starting 8th in the A main.
Well, while we're under this warm-up, we should probably talk about the point standings a little bit and how they're shaping up. I mean, we're only 2 races in. It is still early in this season. But Alex McCollum, your points leader, Cole Cabry, it's just a 1-point gap back to Cole Cabry right now. Your guy third in points, not here tonight. Where is Colin Allman? Did not make the call. Thomas Axum, 4th. Brett Suggs, 5th. Dylan Bates, 6th. Hugo Paquette. We're missing Will Dravicki as well. Will not here with us tonight. A winner last week in the Challenger Series. He was running top 10 in the Late Model Shootout Series points. Not going to make it tonight. Eric Tracy, and again, Ryan Matthews not with us. So things are going to change in the top 10 tonight for sure.
Yeah, big shakeup in the top 10 as 3 of the drivers aren't here tonight. That's their automatic drop week, because these guys racing for big prizes at the end of this season. They want to be able to make the playoffs. So you do have one drop week in those first 9 weeks, and this is going to be it if you're not here.
Yeah, and if you're one of those guys sitting behind them in the points right now, you're excited about that. It's a chance to pick up some spots tonight. You just got to have a nice, solid run, and I say that, but anything can happen on a quarter-mile racetrack. So these guys are going to have to try to stay out of trouble. I think that's going to be the big key tonight, is just keep the car clean. Don't bounce into anything. Don't get a penalty. Don't get sent to the rear of the field, and just try to hang there be there at the end.
You're not going to believe who's starting on the front row, and no, he did not buy his way into this. It is the Dylan Bates Racing 150. However, that man looks like he's going to be sitting pretty at his home racetrack.
Yeah, that's suspicious, isn't it?
It's a little bit. I saw it pop up. I went, you got to be kidding me.
So on your front row for tonight's Dylan Bates Racing 150, the man himself, the 91 of Dylan Bates. On the outside in the 72, that is Jeff Rivard.
Starting third in that number 31 machine, new look for that car this week, that is Daniel Pope. And to his outside in the 78 car, that's Aaron Johnson.
Starting 5th tonight in the 32, that is Jason Warren. On the outside of him, the reigning, defending Late Model Shootout Series champion, the 13 of Thomas Axum.
Starting 7th in the 54 machine, that is Cole Cabry. And to his outside, your International Short Track Association Quick Time Award winner on the night, that's the 24 car of Alex McCollum.
Starting 9th, a former champion in this series, the 33 of Hugo Paquette. On the outside of him in that 18, that gold machine, that is Donald Clark.
Starting 11th in that number 16 machine, a free Ethan Johnson car, that is Cade Brown. And to his outside in the number 17, that's AJ Rogers.
Starting 13th tonight in the 28, that is Corey Bigley. On the outside of him in the 14th position is the 67 of Eric Tracy.
Starting in the 15th position, that green number 33, that is Brett Suggs. And to his outside in the 65, that is Aaron Abendroth.
Starting 17th is your B main winner, Caden Fisher. On the outside of him will be Elliot Carlson. It looks like Carlson did not make the grid, so he's going to start from the pit lane tonight.
Willie Howells was slated to go 19th, Jeff. He's had issues. He's not on the grid as well. Starting in the 20th position, that's going to be the 81 car of the ravishing one, Rick Rube.
Lucas Hanley will fire off 21st tonight. On the outside of him will be the 42 Super Zach Onen.
Starting 23rd in the 112, that is Del Mears. And to his outside in the number 11, that's Tom Driley.
Colby Bryant will start 25th tonight. On the outside of him will be the 212, the familiar green machine of Jonathan Sanford.
Starting 27th and last on the field, that is Jordan Harnish.
Bill, we are getting set to go. Green flag racing pace car is headed off the racetrack. Dylan Bates gets to control the start for the Dylan Bates Racing 150, and we are green flag racing for the Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series.
It's down into turn 1, Rivard on the outside. We've got some trouble. That's not trouble. It's actually 3-wide racing. That's a little bit crazy here in a quarter mile. As you see Cole Cabry up the inside, Axum on the outside. They just put Warren behind them. That was 2 cars that went by the 32 machine.
Yeah, Cole got way down the racetrack. He was able to get around the 32 and take that position. Got around Thomas Axum in the process. Look at this, Aaron Johnson getting around Jeff Rivard. Rivard stuck on the outside line. That's going to open up the door for Cabry. That 54 is on the move early. Caution is going to wave trouble further back in the field. It looks like Jordan Harnish is around.
Harnish was towards the back of the field in that 22 machine, had issues in that B main. Take a look and see what happened to the 22 car.
Jordan got turned around. He was running the outside line.
Please tell me it wasn't the 9 car again.
Not the 9 car.
Okay.
It looks like he made some contact with Dale Mears. Dale was doing what he needed to do. He was all the way down on the yellow line. And it looks like Harnish just kind of cut that a little too close there on the outside.
Oh, we might have some net code there. Have to get us a little of an early drone cam, Jeff.
That's probably going to be the best look at it, is take a look from that drone camera.
I think you called it properly. They made contact, but I don't know where Dell can't get any lower, so I think that's just Jordan getting in a little too tight. Everybody's real tight on each other's doors there.
Yeah, you got to leave a little bit of room for the guy on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Dell can't get any lower. And Harnish just gets onto his right front. Looks like Tom Driley might have caught a little bit of damage there.
Yeah, Dryline, little contact. I don't think that's going to affect that car much here on this little tiny racetrack, so he should be good to go.
Yeah, Dryling with maybe a tiny bit of damage, if anything. Might not be anything at all, actually. Let's just check that. Nothing wrong with the 11 machine. He looks like he's good to go.
So field is reset. We still got 27 cars in this race. Elliott Carlson finally made his way out of the pits. He's going to start this thing 3 laps down. There's like 4 laps down for the 09 car. So that's a rough way to get going here in this main event. But Elliott going to try to get what he can get out of it. If he gets the cautions that he needs, he might get back on this lead lap before it's over. We do have lucky dogs. But he's going to need to be in position all night long to get those. Hopefully nobody else goes a lap down for him.
Checking the chat, Jeff. Your dad says go Cabry for the win. Up to the 4th position, and Crystal Clark, she's saying, "Hey, good luck, Donald Clark." I wonder why she roots for Donald. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Donald currently running in a 10th spot.
Pace car gonna head off the racetrack. Dylan Bates gets control to start again with Daniel Pope now on the outside of that 31. Avery on the outside line this time for the restart. Look at Axum, he's pushing the 78, and Aaron Johnson's gonna go around off turn 2, collect Jeff Rivard. And that's going to bring out a caution here on lap 9. And I think Thomas maybe just got a little too aggressive, or actually, he might have got hit from behind as well. It's hard to tell what happened there.
He dove down, and the car gets really sideways. I don't know if Rivard gets him or not.
Yeah, it looks like he got some help going down into turn 1. He had it saved, and then he just kind of gets into the back of Aaron Johnson. So just a lot going on there.
Yeah, Rivard gets him a little bit, but that just kind of turns the 13. And then Axum just drives into him.
Yeah, I think it might be a situation there where Thomas had to gas that thing up to keep it under control. And then he gets into the back of Aaron Johnson. It's just that's a tough one because you can't really blame the 13 for getting hit from behind. Yeah.
And you really can't blame Rivard because, I mean, he did hit him, but it didn't mean that, Axum checked up, saved it. So that shuffled some positions here as Axum went backwards a little bit. Aaron Johnson got some damage. Rivard, big damage on the 72 machine. I mean, if anything, Jeff, I think if I'm going to give you my opinion, I would say that Rivard is the initiator of all of that. If you're going to call somebody that had an issue, I mean, he got into the 13 car. We talked about it in a giant, long novel of a post this week on our social medias that everybody can't be on full send on lap 1, which means tippy toes, be on your tippy toes, and kind of just ease it around until we start get some racing going on. That might be a situation where somebody just going a little bit too hard down there into turn 1. However, Axum did make a pretty bold move to drop to the bottom, but you got to expect those kind of things if guys are clear.
Yeah, and Bill Pace car lights are out, so this time we're going to have a single file restart, and this is, some of the drivers were just saying, man, we're going to be wrapped all the way around this racetrack on a single file restart. So if you're in the back of this field, you're going to need to get on your horse and start going, because the leader will be right behind you. And we're green flag racing once again. Dylan Bates out front, Daniel Pope in second, Cole Cavery up into the third spot.
Yeah, Dylan Bates entering turn 3 as the field's coming off of turn 4. We can actually get that on our camera here. As you can see, they're only about a corner ahead, so this is a large field on a quarter-mile oval.
Rivard just had a moment there going into turn 1. He actually clipped the inside, launched that car up the racetrack, and that opened up the door for Donald Clark. Clark was not able to get there in time, so Clark currently running in the 8th position, trying to get around that 72 of Rivard. Dylan Bates out front, leading on lap 18, and he can already see the lap traffic ahead of him, and he's got to be hoping for a yellow, I think. I don't think he wants to get too far into this field with the lap traffic racing hard for position in front of him. So it's going to be interesting to see if Pope is going to put the pressure on him, or if he's just going to kind of wait for lap traffic to do his work for him.
Ooh, Bates into the outside wall going down the back straightaway. Got to be careful. That car jumped up a little bit as he caught the tire. This is a tight little racetrack. And I wonder, I don't know if Dylan Bates actually runs this track in real life. I know he runs the big one.
Yeah, I think the CRA late models that he usually runs, they run the big track, the All-American 400 and stuff like that. So it usually takes place on the big one. I think this is mostly reserved for the legends and the street stocks here in Nashville, but you know, we're just going to throw the super late models on it and have at it.
Have at it, boys.
These guys doing a fantastic job right now. Green flag racing all throughout this field. These guys are just nose to tail, a little pushing and shoving here and there. And Dylan Bates has really caught the end of this field, and he'll be coming up the lap. Elliott Carlson.
Yeah, it is Skittles in a toilet bowl, Jeff. Just flush it. Here we are. They're all the way around. It's going to be interesting to see how lap traffic plays the leader. You don't want to go a lap down, and if you do, you want to be that last car on the lead lap in case we get a yellow. So is Elliott Carlson as the last car on the lead lap, is he just going to get out of the way of Dylan Bates, or is he going to want to fight him to try to stay on that lead lap? That might give Daniel Pope an opportunity.
Well, Elliott is 3 laps down, and so, I mean, he does not want to lose another one. He wants a caution, and there's the caution right there. So Elliott will get one of those back. Looks like Jeff Rivard has gone around in the middle of 3 and 4. The 72 car is turned around.
See what happened to Jeff. Looks like Donald Clark was involved in the 18. Pick him up as they head down the front straightaway. Donald looks like he's looking for a way around that 72 car. Jeff has a bunch of damage. Jeff, that might be, we were saying around here, let me see if we could see the original look was the best look probably, as you could see that the 18 car was not there, but here it's just going to show you contact being made. Again, tough to pass here at this little bull ring. You can see Donald not quite there, just kind of shoves it in there, and can't get on the brakes quick enough, turns to 72 around. Scatters to this, and I saw Donald fall down the standings after he had to stop.
So Elliott Carlson will pick up a lucky dog. Donald Clark will go to the rear of the field and join Jeff Rivard. Still 27 cars on the racetrack. We had a pretty good green flag run there. We were just about to see what Dylan Bates could do in lap traffic, and now we're going to stack them back up and go again.
That might be the easiest way to pass tonight, Jeff, is if someone gets an EOL.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get them easier than that.
The only way to pass, maybe.
Yeah, that is going to be the easiest way to get to the front, is just stay out of trouble, let everybody else tear each other up, and just gain positions as they come to you. But for some of these drivers starting deep in the field, is that going to be enough? Is it enough for somebody like Brett Suggs that needs to get to the front? He's in this points battle, and he's currently running 10th right now. I mean, I feel like he's going to have to pass some cars at some point here. Well, pace car lights are out. We are getting set to go double file racing again.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for those guys on the outside. Daniel Pope on the outside. Dylan Bates goes early. Pope might have a shot to get to the bottom. Those are all team cars on the bottom. Superior Performance Motorsports cars. Cabry gives Daniel Pope some room, so they're going to drop into line and be first through third. Now there's a battle for that fourth spot as Thomas Axum's under fire from Alex McCollum, your quick time award winner tonight. He's up to the fourth spot in that 24 machine. And here comes Aaron Johnson rallying back from his earlier issues in the 78. He's going to look underneath Axum.
Yeah, just an unfortunate deal for Axum there. Starts on the outside, and there's just nowhere to go. He can't get down the racetrack. Finally slots in behind Aaron Johnson. He's going to fall all the way back to the 6th position, right ahead of Hugo Paquette. Jason Warren there. Brett Suggs up a spot in the 9th. AJ Rogers into that 10th position now. And caution's going to wave as they work their way off turn 4. It looks like Colby Bryant went around in the middle of, or off turn 2. And Bill, I think this is going to be an easy one. It looks like Colby just kind of hit the bumps there coming off turn 2 and just upset that race car, spun her out.
Let's take a look and see what happened to that 9 machine. Colby was running up in the field just a little bit. He was having a good run. Right about that 17th position, 18th position. There is the yellow Caterpillar machine. Just comes off. Oh, there is a dip there off of turn 2. Caught that, spun the car out.
Yeah, it just got a little too low on the racetrack, and he caught a big old rut down there on the bottom of in the grass, and that just upset that car really badly. Elliott Carlson going to pick up another lucky dog here, so now he's going to be just one lap down. Elliott trying to work his way back into this one after basically starting from the pits. Lost 4 laps there at the beginning of this race, and trying to get back in it so he can have a little bit of a racing tonight.
So this one going quickly, Jeff. 36 laps down, but now we've got a little bit of a run of cautions. So Elliott Carlson just passed the leader and ran into the back of the field.
Yeah.
It's that far around here.
As soon as you get by the leader, I mean, you are right back onto the tail end of this field. So this is going to be interesting here. Another double file restart. That's going to put Alex McCollum now onto the outside line. And you saw how, that's 4th starting position did not do any favors to Thomas Axum. Axum lost a couple spots there on that last restart. And now Alex McCollum, he's going to have to fight his way to the bottom. He's going to have to find a way to get down in front of Aaron Johnson or Hugo Paquette and try to get back to the bottom line. I feel like here, the 4th starting position is probably the worst place to be.
Yeah, I feel bad for Thomas Axum once again, who was on the outside in the last restart, and now he's on the outside again starting in 6th. So we'll see how this shakes out as we see those top 3 cars once again. So you see Dylan Bates going to go, but Daniel Pope is right with him. Here comes McCollum on the outside for 3rd.
Yeah, Pope got a great restart that time. He's right there with Bates. He's going to clear the 54. Cabry get to the bottom, and that's going to hang Alex McCollum there on the outside. Cabry not giving anything there to the 24. If Alex is able to slot in now, he might have a chance to get to the bottom, but Aaron Johnson is on his way to fill that gap, and Alex is going to try to take a dive down into 3, and he's going to slide.
Cabry slid up the track.
Yeah, caution waved right before that.
Wow, that might have been very interesting. We'll figure out where that caution was.
I think it might have been Eric Tracy. I think he might have had an issue there in the middle of 3 and 4. It looks like Eric and Rick Rube got together. That's Tracy in the 67, and Eric got sent up through the grass.
Eric Tracy damage on that right front of that 67 machine. He was on the outside of Rick Rube. As we go through turns 1 and 2, we'll pick them up in the replay.
And that was a battle for about 14th on the racetrack, and it looks like Rick was on the inside. Eric tried to shoot the gap there to get underneath Corey Bigley, get in front of Rick Rube, and I just don't think he was clear there as he was trying to send it off into turn 3.
Yeah, what it was Corey Bigley had gotten into the outside wall in the 28 machine. and was checking up in front of Eric, and there was just nowhere. Eric tried to send it in front of Rube, and Rube's like, nah, man, I want to use that guy as a pick, and tried, and there was no room for Eric to get down, but tried to dive underneath Bigley, and that caused issues as Eric got into Caden Fisher, and then Aaron Abendroth got some damage. A couple times he banged off a bunch of cars back there.
Yeah, I will say, Rick did definitely not cut Eric any breaks there. I mean, he had the inside line.
Or does he need to, though? Yeah,
no, it was his position, but man, did not cut Eric any slack there at all as the 67 tried to get down the racetrack. Elliott Carlson's going to go ahead and pick up the lucky dog. So now we got 27 cars on the lead lap in this one. A little damage there. The 67's got some damage, but for the most part, everybody is still in this one.
Dylan Bates, your leader. Daniel Pope running second. Cole Cabry third in that 54 machine. Alex McCollum 24th. You saw that battle start to heat up just a few laps ago. Aaron Johnson, the 78, he's running fifth. Thomas Axum sixth. Hugo Paquette seventh. Brett Suggs at eighth. Jason Moore ninth. Kate Brown rounds out your top 10. Both our lights out on the pace car. They are doubling up to go green flag racing once again.
Okay, here we go. Dylan Bates, Daniel Pope, Cole Cabry, Alex McCollum, your top four. Aaron Johnson in the fifth starting position. Let's see if Pope gets another one of those great restarts if he can hang with Bates. Not as good this time. He's going to be right there, maybe slot in front of that 54 off turn 2. McCollum is still battling hard on the outside. Can he find a way around Cole Cabry? Can he find his way to the inside line as they are stacking up behind him? Here comes Aaron Johnson in the 78. I don't think Alex is going to have a hole there.
Alex trying to get down on that 24 machine, can't do it. Here comes Aaron Johnson in the 78. He's going to make the pass on the 24 cars. He's in the preferred line. Here comes Thomas Axum in the 13. Alex McCollum stuck in what we call the sucker hole. Do not want to be on the outside at a short track like this, as he's going to try to clear Axum, and they make contact on the back straightaway. McCollum in trouble as he's going to lose that spot to Axum. Here comes Hugo Paquette.
Yeah, Alex started 8th. He drove all the way up to 4th, and now he's going to have to fall all the way back to the 6th position and start over again. Can he start passing cars once again now that he's to the bottom? But he just lost a ton of ground in this battle as he's trying to make his way forward. Right now he's got Hugo Paquette behind him in the 7th position. Brett Suggs 8th. Kate Brown up into the 9th spot. Jason Warren now into 10th in the 32. And looking at possible hard chargers, Caden Fisher started 17th. He's up to 12th now.
Jumped in car with Daniel Pope. We've got a car on the inside. That's Tom Dreiling. He's stuck on the infield in turns 1 and 2. There is no yellow. Now it finally comes out. We might have had another car possibly clip him. He decided just to sit there. Never got the car off the racetrack.
Yeah, Brett Suggs got turned around there.
Let's check out and see what happened to Dreiling and see why he was just sitting on the bottom of the racetrack. He was waiting for a caution. But the caution's not going to come out if you're sitting on the apron, which he was.
Yeah, and Tom was in a bad spot. He spun there in the middle of the corner. Not much
he got turned by Colby Bryant going into turn 1. And then just was sitting there. And that's kind of the racing line. Like, that's a tough spot. So here you can see the field filing through. And Brett Suggs, Tom backed out onto the racetrack. Wow.
Yeah, I think Tom was just trying to get going, and I actually heard him key up on the radio, and he said he thought he was in first gear and not reverse.
I think he
didn't need to back up, but fortunately, I think Brett Suggs is going to get his spot back. I don't think he lost a position as the yellow waved before that contact.
See Suggs come around the 11 car will be sitting there. Don't catch him. Just barely. Actually, what a great save by the 33.
Yeah, and fortunately the yellow had come out, so he's not going to lose any spots there. He's going to get to go back to his position. Actually, as I say that, I think he might have lost a spot to Jason Warren. So it could have been worse, definitely, for Brett Suggs, but
unfortunately for him, I do think he has a little bit of damage on the left side of that car, Jeff.
Yeah, just really no doing of his own there. This is kind of bad luck, just having to run into a car there sitting on the middle of the racetrack and actually backing up the racetrack. Probably couldn't even see it till he was already on top of it as he kind of intertwined here 1 and 2. That inside wall kind of sticks out a little bit. You can see it as the field paces by. It kind of blocks your vision on what's happening in the middle of the corner as you enter turn 1. So pace car lights are out. Dylan Bates going to take a green flag racing once again. Daniel Pope, Cole Cabry. This time Aaron Johnson's on the outside. Thomas Axum going to start in that 5th position on the inside. And Bates, another great restart. Him and Bates and Pope are kind of getting away from that front two. And caution's going to wave. Trouble on the front straightaway. Rick Rube around going into turn 1.
Rube not even able to make the corner. He was out by the cones before we got to him.
Ooh, and he got hit hard down the front straightaway. Almost turned that thing upside down.
Let's check out, see what happened to Rube here. We'll pick him up as he gets through turns 3 and 4. See Corey Bigley behind him. That's a teammate that hits. Oh, and Hanley. Oh, my goodness. Oh, up on top of Donald Clark's car. Oh, Willie Howes had to take evasive maneuvers. Good job by Rube, just kind of sliding out of the way.
That's what we call getting right rear, dude. You just kind of get hooked in the right rear and just get turned to the outside. There's nothing you can do. You're just holding on for dear life in that situation.
Watch Lucas. You can see Lucas just drives down to he just turned that car really hard. Like, he got on the throttle, that car turned left, and oh boy. Let's watch this from Donald Clark's view. As Clark probably got the best view of that one. As we can find him here. He sees Rick Rube laying on his head.
Yeah, Corey Bigley right behind that one. Probably really didn't know what just happened. Just all of a sudden the 81 just flying.
Goodness. So a little bit of mayhem here at the Nashville short track.
So Tom Dreiling going to pick up one of his 2 laps down that he is in the 11 car.
Lucas Hanley getting the EOL for that incident as we saw him turn the 81 car basically head on to the wall. Rick Rube can never seem to buy a break, Jeff. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's just wrong place at the wrong time. You're just minding your own business, and the guy on the outside of you spins the tires and just clips your right rear. That's probably really never even knew what happened until he was getting turned into the wall. Just kind of an unfortunate deal there. And that's going to set up a single file restart. So once again, these guys are going to be wrapped all the way around the racetrack. And finally, maybe we're going to see lap traffic come into play because we still got 27 cars out there on the racetrack. And we have not lost anybody. No attrition yet so far in this 150 lapper here on the Nashville Mini Oval.
Well, these cars are extremely tough. You're going to see the pace car dip off. Here goes Dylan Bates. He's going to be back on the loud pedal. Down in at turn number 1, gets a nice jump. That's going to be over Daniel Pope. They're single file through turn 1 down the back straightaway.
Clean and green through the first lap, it looks like. And these guys are all just nose to tail all the way around the field. Dylan Bates can already see the 11 of Tom Dreiling up ahead. So if the caution doesn't wave soon, they're going to be in lap traffic very quickly here in Nashville.
McCollum underneath Aaron Johnson. That is going to be a pass for that 4th position. McCollum making a move here. Here comes Thomas Axum in the 13 machine. Aaron Johnson does have an opportunity to get down in front of Cade Brown. He does so. Cade Brown in the 16 car running to the 7th spot. Ken almost giving him a shot through turns 3 and 4.
He was able to pick up a position there on that restart, so he's doing a fantastic job on that 16. He is working his way forward. Started 11th tonight, and now the caution's going to wave. Trouble.
Jordan Harnish possibly in that 22 machine might have had issues. You know, he's in the pits already. That's usually a situation. Oh, this might be a I sing when this happens, Jeff.
Yeah, it's all by myself moment there for Jordan Harnish. He just spun that car coming off turn 4.
Got her loose.
Yeah, and it almost kind of looks like maybe he got a little tight, and then it got loose. One kind of something that happens, we call it like pushy loose.
Pushy loose.
Yeah, you turning the wheel so much to get the car to turn because it's tight, and then all of a sudden it starts to grip, and around she goes, and you've already got the wheel cranked so hard to the left. There's no saving it at that point. And looks to be what happened to Jordan Harnish, and he's gone ahead and just called it a night.
And we'll take a look at our trademark performances, Jeff, from last week at New Smyrna in the Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series. Got Ryan Matthews in there along with Colin Allman winning the race last week. Cole Cabry in your quick time, your International Short Track Association quick time award. You see him there. You'll just be able to move that one over, Jeff. That'll be
yeah,
kind of the same card, different paint scheme this week.
Yeah, and Colin Allman obviously not with us this week, and He's one of those Florida super late model drivers, and they don't really have much of an off season when it comes to super late models in Florida. So he might be working on the real car, even though it's just March, early March. He's already been, yeah, he's already been racing. He's probably already got 2 or 3 races under his belt this season.
Already been wrecked, Jeff.
Yeah,
he actually wrecked this week, unfortunately.
Oh no,
at 417 Speedway down in Florida. So that's probably what Colin Allman is up to tonight.
Either that or he's working overtime to pay for it.
Right, that's very possible as well.
There is no cheap wrecks in super late model racing. So Field's going to double up once again. We're going back to Green Flag Racing. Dylan Bates, Daniel Pope, Cole Cavery, Alex McCollum starting 4th, Thomas Axum 5th, Aaron Johnson back to the 6th position. Cole Brown will restart 7th, Hugo Paquette 8th, AJ Rogers 9th, and Jason Warren in your top 10. Base car heads off the racetrack. Bates once again gets to control this start. Pope got a great restart. He was with them all the way to the start-finish line. Now he's going to slot in line if he can. If he can get in front of the 54 Cavery, he does. Now it's Cavery and McCollum battling hard for 3rd. And McCollum is not giving up on that outside. He is trying to get everything he can. And off turn 4, he's going to slot right back into that 4th spot.
McCollum drops in at 4th. Here comes Thomas Axum. He's going to battle with AJ Rogers. They're going to be side by side.
Cade Brown under Aaron Johnson. So here comes Cade Brown looking for 6th now. Aaron Johnson stuck on the outside of that 78. Brown almost looked like they made a little contact down the front straightaway. Aaron's still rolling the outside, trying to keep with the 16, but I just don't think it's going to work up there. It's just too tough a going around the outside of this racetrack.
Yeah, it's just a long way around here. As tight as this place is, you just need that inside to make it a short way around here. It's not carrying any kind of momentum here. It's just stop and go. Cade Brown able to make that pass on Aaron Johnson. You saw Aaron Johnson get right back to the back bumper. Hugo Paquette in the 33 machine. We go yellow.
Caution is out. It looks like Eric Tracy might have got into it with Jeff Rivard. Ooh, and Rivard got the inside wall as he got turned around as well. That was a big one going into turn 1.
See if we can pick them up here as they come off of turn 4. So he's wearing the 67. Tracy looked underneath down the front straightaway and got a little net code. Ow. Maybe a little net code entering turn 1 there. At least that's just an attempt at a pass right there. Unfortunately, that's what we have here.
Yeah, that's a tough one. The 67 was down on the inside. Jeff did not leave him a whole lot of room there. He was not going to open up the door for Eric Tracy at all. Looked like Tracy just had the nose underneath him at the start-finish line.
Just barely. Just barely.
Yeah. And then just, like you said, I think there was a little bit of net code there.
I think there's net code there. We'll take a look at it from the drone cam. We took a look at it from the chopper because, you know, big budget. But we'll take a look from the drone. These cool follow drones. They're so cool. You seen these in real life, Jeff? They're awesome. Yeah, it just looks like a little bit of net code, tiny bit of net code. It's really close, maybe collision box. But that was just Eric looking to make a pass, and Jeff just did kind of shut the door on him there.
And that's talking about that drone camera. The World of Outlaws have a fantastic one. If you ever get to watch the Dirt Vision broadcast, their camera operator is he's pretty good at that, and pretty impressive to watch that drone camera just fly right behind those sprint cars as they're doing 150, 140 miles an hour. It's pretty cool.
They do have those drone cams. I don't know if you've seen them. It's not just guys that fly them, but you can actually stick a transponder in a car and the drone will follow you.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen those before as well. That's the one we pretend to have. I mean, that's the one we have here.
So pace car lights are out once again, and once again, it's going to be Dylan Bates, Daniel Pope. We've seen this all night long. These two on the front row. And Pope and Bates going to try this again. McCollum got sideways off turn 4. He's going to hold on to it on the outside line, but that could have been bad for your points leader.
A little bit of contact up front. Dylan Bates struggled a little bit through turns 1 and 2, and Pope got into the back end of him coming off of turn number 2. They stay green. Just behind them, Cole Cavery and Alex McCollum. They're still side by side. McCollum trying to fight on the outside. Now he's going to try a crossover. Can't get the momentum. Yellow once again.
Gonna have to go back and look and see what might have brought that out. I think Jonathan Sanford went around. he might have had a little help going into turn 3. Just got turned around.
Well, this one has digressed quickly, Jeff.
Yeah, it started off fantastic. These guys were playing nice for a while, and now we've gotten about lap 81, and they the gloves have come off, haven't they?
Yeah, it's getting rough as we check out Sanford here down the back straightaway. Rube just looks like Rube just got in the back of him. Another collision box situation. You can see from our replay here. We'll watch it as we'll do a little slow motion action. As you can see, Rick Rube gets in there, and there's contact, but that's not really contact. Jeff, that might have even been a little net code there too, or maybe a collision box situation. There's a good 6 inches there.
Yeah, Rick, just, get a little too close for comfort there on Sanford. Sanford going to spin that car to the grass, and caution's going to wave once again here. And some of the drivers talking about the racetrack, and I think they're enjoying the racing. They're just want this thing to go green a little bit more.
Well, we had a really fun race at the Clash, Jeff, when we had both groups of series together. We had 30, almost 40 cars there at the quarter mile, started 24, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, I think we started 25 actually, and just had a blast there that night. A lot of green flag racing. This not so much tonight. This has been one of the roughest races this season. Third race of the season. The first 2 went pretty green, and this one just a little bit bouncier. I think it's just a little bit of angst, a little bit of anxiety because it's hard to pass here. These guys trying to get everything they possibly can on these restarts.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's just drivers move it down to the inside line, and you guys don't want to give them the room, and they're making dives into the corner to make sure the car doesn't get down in front of them, and things are coming together. So pace car lights are out. We're going to see if we can get this one going green. Once again, Dylan Bates, Daniel Pope on the outside, Cole Cabry, Alex McCollum in the second row. Bates got a great restart. He's going to be well clear of the 31 in turn 1. And once again, this battle is raging on for third with Cabry, Alex McCollum. Thomas Axum going to move back into fifth. He is clear of Cade Brown. Brown stuck on the outside there in that 16 further back. He's got Aaron Johnson in the 78 on the inside now.
Aaron Johnson underneath Cade Brown right in front of them. Alex McCollum slots in. He has to check the field up just a little bit to get in line, but he does. And now Aaron Johnson can get into Cade Brown as they get through turns 3 and 4. Brown able to hold on to it, just a little bit of door bang in there. They're still side by side. Brown doing a nice job on the outside.
Yeah, unfortunately for Cade, he just got stuck in a bad spot, and he's losing ground right now on the outside. Brett Suggs and AJ Rogers, they had a little moment coming off turn 2, and it looked like Suggs might have lost some momentum there coming off turn 4 or 2. I don't know if they touched or what. But Suggs finally clears the 17. He's gonna move into the 9th position.
Suggs back into the top 10 in that 33 machine. Needs that to happen tonight as he's with damage control. Did not have the qualifying yet for qualified 15th on the evening. And he's back up to the top 10, so he's trying to make his way forward.
Guy on the move too is Caden Fisher at 18. He started back in the 17th position here, slow dash winner, up to 7th spot now. So he's already got around 10 cars, and he is moving forward. Now he's got Aaron Johnson in front of him, and Johnson is putting the pressure on Thomas Axum. Axum has lost the top 4, so maybe that 13 car just a little too tight or something, not getting through the center of the corner very well, and Aaron Johnson's putting the pressure to that 13.
And you can see that group, that front group of 4 has moved away from the rest of the field. Everybody else pretty tight, a big line of cars. We see a bunch of cars hitting that bump in turn 1. Boy, that is rough down there.
Yeah, if you get too low on the racetrack, it will very much upset the race car, and these guys are really trying to use all the racetrack they can down there, and to an extent, I think they're trying to use the apron and the grass to kind of loosen the car up and rotate it. You got to be careful. You got to do it without hitting the bumps down there on the inside. Alex McCollum to the inside of Cabry into 1 and 2. Almost a little contact. Cabry going to try to get back to the inside. And now he's going to concede that position to McCollum.
Jonathan Sanford had a moment the lap before, Jeff. He got sideways off of turn 4. Was able to save it, so we stayed green flag racing, but he's now going to be right in front of your leader, Dylan Bates.
At 26 cars on the lead lap, but the 26 still running. That's Jonathan Sanford in the 26th position. Bates is there. Sanford going to move up the racetrack, and now Bates and Pope, they can see that 24. Alex McCollum out or behind them, and that's your quick qualifier. Alex McCollum trying to chase down your 2 leaders. Dylan Bates still out front as we cross the line. Lap 100. There's 50 laps to go in this one. Daniel Pope second, Alex McCollum third. It's Cole Cabrey fourth, Thomas Axum fifth, Aaron Johnson, Caden Fisher in the 8th position. Brett Suggs gets around the 16 of Caden Brown, so moves Suggs up to 8th, Caden Brown back to 9th, AJ Rogers now in 10th, Hugo Paquette 11th, Aaron Avendron 12th, Corey Bigley 13th. Zach Onan is up into the 14th position, and Jason Warren currently running 15th on the racetrack.
Single file racing up front. Dylan Bates doing a nice job at the 91, but he is starting to close on traffic once again. Every time we say that, Jeff, we get a yellow. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. We want to see green flag racing, see what happens as these guys have to work traffic. Oh, Cabrey still putting pressure on that 24 machine. We saw Alex McCollum was on the outside a long time in that 24 car. He might have some tire issues in that car because of that. As Cabrey, he's rallied. He was passed by Alex McCollum, but he is all over his back bumper.
Well, now lap traffic is set to begin. Jeff Rivard right ahead of Dylan Bates. They're going to put Jonathan Sanford another lap down first. Sanford was stuck on the outside. He had to let the whole field go. Now here comes the leader again. So Sanford never even got in line. Now Rivard is going to move to the outside, let Dylan Bates go. Now Pope's going to sneak by as well.
Exciting, scary stuff, Jeff, as you're dealing with getting around this track clean. And you're dealing with lap traffic as well as those guys trying to get out of your way. Seeing Rick Rube up the racetrack in the 81 machine. He's going to go a lap down to your leader.
Yeah, and these guys are going to start having their own battles. Just hold on to that first car one lap down. Whoever's in that position will get their lap back if the yellow waves. So, you know, they're going to want to battle as hard as possible. They're still racing for positions and trying to get back on the lead lap if the caution waves. So they're never out of it. And so that opens up some situations there with lead lap cars racing lap down cars.
Speaking of which, right in front of your leaders, Elliot Carlson just went by the 11th time Dryling. Colby Bryant makes that move as well. That's 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Now Tom Dryling, guys, Dylan Bates on his back bumper. They almost make contact as Bates tried to get underneath him going off of turn 4. And Dryling up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. There goes Pope. Here comes McCollum.
Yeah, Dryling just had to get out of the way there as Dylan Bates was coming through. Now he can see Colby Bryant in front of him. Elliot Carlson was on the move too. I think Carlson sensed the pressure of Dylan Bates starting to work his way forward through these cars, putting these guys a lap down. And now Elliot Carlson saying, hey, we got to go. We need to move or we're going to get down.
Here comes the leader. Run! So he's trying to move in that 9 machine as he's trying to get to Lucas Hanley. But Colby Bryant, the next car that will go a lap down, as you can see, Bates getting down into the corner, almost put the bumper to the 9 machine. Colby Bryant not giving the same room that everybody else is giving Dylan Bates. He does not want to go a lap down, so he's going to run his line and make Bates pass him. As Bates, smart move, savvy move by the race car driver, the real race car driver, the 91 machine moves the 9. Get out of my way, lap car. I need to go.
Yeah, that was the warning there. He gave him one shot, and that's the warning to get out of the way. He is coming through, and he can sense the 31 of Daniel Pope starting to gain on him. He had built for himself a nice, comfortable lead. That lead's evaporated now as he's been stuck in traffic. The caution's going to wave, and that ends that. And we got trouble. Aaron Johnson, who was in the top 5 just moments ago, is spun in turn 4.
Find out what happened to Aaron.
And actually, Aaron was running 6 when this went down, and it looks like he just got help. Caden Fisher and the 33 of Brett Suggs got together behind him, and that just kind of pushed the 78 around.
So right behind him, here we go. Oh, that was strange. Oh, so he gets caught up by Axum here, Jeff. Axum struggling a little bit. Aaron gets right down in there. And I mean, does Caden get hit by Brett?
Yeah, to me, it looks like the 18 is getting pushed. But I don't know if the 33 can even see the 78 from that position.
Yeah, you definitely see the 18 wiggle from the contact from the 33. And Aaron Johnson. Oh boy, Cade Brown took the wrong hole. So he tried to go underneath the 78 car after the 78 car was spun, and he crashed into the inside wall also. Yeah, I don't know how you can call that on anybody, Jeff. You see Cade Brown and you're late. No, just couldn't fit it through that little hole there.
Yeah, Caden Fisher definitely was getting pushed there into Aaron Johnson.
And like you said, Brett Suggs can't see anything.
Yeah, and so when they checked up in front of him, it just another one of those accordion effects, and just a situation there. I think everybody was having to wait on the 13 to get going coming off the corner, and he just wasn't able to get back to the gas quick enough.
I feel horrible for Aaron Johnson, but I think he would feel the same way if we called it, if it was the same situation for him, if he's Brett Suggs or Caden Fisher.
Yeah, that's another tough one for Aaron Johnson, because he's had fantastic runs this season, and he just keeps getting caught up in these situations. None of his own doing, just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he keeps wiping away, solid top 10 runs. This time he was running 6, having a really great run with Thomas Axum, our defending champion, right in front of him, putting the pressure on him, and just ends up getting turned around.
Man, what do you do there? There's nothing anybody. That's terrible. Just nothing anybody can do there. I mean, if anything, I don't know. Brett Suggs on the very, very back bumper of Caden Fisher, just leaving no room for error.
Well, Bill, we are 122 laps into this thing, and we're going to double them up once again. And I don't think anybody's going to be giving anything now at this point. We are under just about 25 laps to go in this thing, just over 25 laps to go. Dylan Bates, Daniel Pope on that front row once again. This time, Alex McCollum has a inside row start in that third position. Cole Cavery on the outside. Cavery's going to have to fight for everything he's going to get here out of this restart.
And here comes Daniel Pope on the outside, trying to make something happen to that 31 machine. I'll be shocked if he can get around the 91 as he starts to lose ground. Here comes McCollum in the 24. Thomas Axum is rallying in the 13. All kinds of battling happening in your top 5.
Cavery got the wall down the back straightaway. He's going to get in the line in front of Suggs. Pope got sideways on entry to 3. He's going to lose the spot to Thomas Axum. Now the 31 is just in the worst place on the outside, and they are all lined up on the inside, ready to go around them.
Yeah, Daniel Pope in trouble, and that number 31 machine will stay with him as he's stuck on the outside. He's going to be able to find a slot in front of Brett Suggs. So move Pope back to the 5th spot. Brett Suggs in 6th. Cavery back up to 4th.
Caden Fisher running 7th. Hugo Beckett, who was outside the top 10 just a little bit ago, he found his way up into 8th after that restart. Aaron Abendroth is 9th. Corey Bigley now into the top 10.
The 28 machine, he's been up and down all night long. You see Abendroth, AJ Rogers there as well, so he's running 11th. So everybody up and down, comers and goers all night long, but there are not many laps left in this race as we're under 25 to go.
Dylan Bates now can see the 24 in his mirror. That's Alex McCollum, your quick qualifier, is starting to reel in your race leader, the guy who's led every single lap. The guy that sponsored the race, Dylan Bates, the Dylan Bates Racing 150, and the caution's gonna wave. Looked like we might have had a little bit of a stack up in turn 4. I didn't see anybody officially go around. And actually, it looks like maybe Lucas Hanley had a moment, but I think he might have saved it. No, he did nose that car into the wall, so Lucas Hanley, trouble for the 56. And that'll bring out the caution on lap 128.
Take a look and see what happened to Lucas here. Pick him up as he comes off a turn 2. Oh, he got the wall. Got the wall and then put her in the outside wall in turns 3 and 4. Tried to get out as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, that brought out the yellow.
So Hanley has gone ahead and called it a night as well. So that'll be the end of Hanley's night. And that'll mean a 26th place finish for him. We're going to have 25 cars still running, 21 on the lead lap. And now, actually, as I say that, Rick Rube is going to get back on the lead lap, a lucky dog. So he'll be 22nd back on the lead lap.
this one has gotten exciting, Jeff, as Alex McCollum had to fight tooth and nail all night long to try to make it to the front after starting 8th. He's up to 2nd, but guess what? This restart, he's going to start on the outside. Not where you want to be. Daniel Pope just found that out. So now you've got Alex McCollum and Cole Cabrey, 2 drivers that have been fast all night long. They're both going to start on the outside on this restart. So that's going to make things very interesting. As now Thomas Axelman, he'll get the "where did he come from" award. So he had been struggling back in 6th. He's up to 3rd and starting on the inside.
Yeah, last restart, Daniel Pope fell from 2nd to 6th, or actually 5th, rather. So you see what that outside can do. If Alex McCollum does not get the restart of his life here and is able to find a slot in line, I don't think Thomas Axum is going to give him anything to get down in front of him. So Axum, it's really going to come down to whether McCollum can get a run through 1 and 2 that gets him in front of that 13 car. But we know how good Thomas Axum is, especially on these restarts. It's going to be tough going for Alex McCollum on that outside line.
Price of poker's too high, Jeff. Nobody's giving anything now.
Yeah, the gloves are off now. It is get everything you can, and McCollum got a great restart. He's got a run down to the turn 1. He's going to choose to stay on the outside. Now he drops down to the bottom. He is there in 2nd, putting the pressure on Bates. A little bumper coming off turn 2.
Oh, and he gives Bates another bumper going into turn 3, and Bates checks the car up, holds him down. Now he's going to be to the inside. Is he going to make the move? No, he gives Bates the room. Bates up the track. Here comes McCollum for the lead.
That's going to park them all going down into turn 1, and that's going to wave the caution. Trouble. Del Mears is around in 1 and 2, and McCollum, man, getting into Dylan Bates really just parked the field behind him.
There was a lot of stuff happening there. It was the guys up front battling for the lead, and then Bates went up the racetrack in turn 1. He tried to slow down, couldn't hold the car down. I'm trying to figure out what happened to Del Mears. I hit another octave there, Jeff. Celine Dion's calling me right now. Wants to know how I did that.
Yeah, and there was pushing and shoving all over the place there. AJ Rogers got turned around going into 1. Aaron Johnson got turned around. He was just getting shoved by Del Mears and Eric Tracy. Basically, everybody on the inside line was just shoving each other through 1 and 2 there. As we basically had a parking lot going into the corner.
Yeah, and Aaron Johnson, once again, does a really nice donut. I mean, that was creative driving there, but Aaron Johnson just wrong place, wrong time as the whole inside row parks. Let's see what happened in front of him here. Does it look like Corey Bigley really got slowed down? Actually, he's on the outside.
If we can get a look at it too, Brett Suggs Suggs had an amazing save. He got clipped there by Pope going into 1, and he held on to that thing. He didn't lose anything on the outside, and that thing was dead sideways going in the corner.
But everybody scrambled as that front group, those front duo, were beating and banging for that lead. You can see Pope avoiding Cole Cabrey, gets into Suggs. Suggs with an amazing driving job. Caden Fisher's that parked the whole field, and you saw what happened. Whew, my heartbeat's gone up, Jeff. This is getting good.
Yeah, that was wild, and now I don't think there's going to be any favors for that 24 of Alex McCollum either. He was willing to put the bumper to Dylan Bates, and guess who's going to restart behind him now?
Oh no! Oh no! Bates has got to be steaming just a little bit, just enough. We'll see. McCollum originally had given him the spot back, and gave him the shot, moved him enough, and Bates just couldn't get stopped enough for turn number 1 as he was trying to clear the 24 car. McCollum let him go, but Bates can't be real happy that he got roughed up.
And what goes around comes around, so I don't think the 91 is going to be opposed to using the front bumper on the 24 as well, and who knows, 13 of Thomas Axum is going to restart there in 2nd. Could he just kind of slip by both of these guys and take this lead as pace car heads off? And Axum tried to get going early, and he did not fool Alex McCollum.
Well, it was kind of a nice move as he got some momentum up there, but it's not happening as Dylan Bates is going to be to the inside. Axum into the wall just a little bit. And where's Bates with a big shot to Alex McCollum?
McCollum up the racetrack. That's going to open up the door for 3 wide with Cabrey and Axum. Axum into turn 1. He is off the pace up the racetrack. Here comes
3
McCollum
wide, 3 wide down the back straightaway.
3 wide. They still haven't wrecked. They're still continuing on as Alex McCollum and Thomas Axum are just sinking through the field.
Holy cow, here's Caden Fisher. Axum gets a shove, and Caden Fisher gets shoved out. Now there's a huge wreck in turn 1.
Axum and goes around. McCollum went around. And trouble.
Holy cow.
And it all started with what happened there up front. Dylan Bates put the bumper to the 24. He shoved him out of the way. And then
saw that coming.
Yeah, and it just kind of stacked up. Axum and McCollum, they got caught up in the outside. They got caught 3 wide. And here comes McCollum. He just hit the 91.
Well, we're not watching that, Jeff. We're trying to take and see what happened to Thomas Axum here. I think Axum just drives down and tries to get in front of Aaron Abendroth. There is no hole there. But he was just trying to get to the bottom. That knocked Caden Fisher up the racetrack. He gets caught in the melee. Corey Bigley's in it. Pretty much the back half of the field got caught in that. Some cars up in the air, but originally it was just Axum just trying to fit into a hole that wasn't there. McCollum also went around trying to figure out what happened there. Caden Fisher got into him, but I think it's as a result of that same Axum move.
When Axum got into Fisher, as he tried to get down to the bottom, it shot the 18 just dead on into the corner. And it... Man, I don't know if there was a netcode incident that kind of collected Alex. It looked like he was well clear, but he definitely got tagged somehow and went around. But then under that caution, Alex McCollum went up and just gave a shot to the 91 of Bates. And unfortunately, that's not looked too kindly here at ITZR.
Frowned upon.
Yeah, and last week we had a situation where 2 guys were wrecking each other under caution, and they're not going to be racing tomorrow. So, Alex McCollum, you're the points leader. You got to play it a little smarter than that. You can't put yourself in a position that's going to cost you a championship, you know, in a situation where you've already kind of lost some points in the race.
Right, and let me guess, did he give him a shot in the right front tire?
No, he hit him dead in the rear bumper.
Okay.
And, he hit him pretty hard, too, so it wasn't a light tap at all.
Remember to always like and share our broadcast. We never say that anymore. But if you're not enjoying what you're seeing tonight, you have no pulse.
Well, I mean...
This one's through the roof.
Yeah, this is pure bull-range short-track racing. This is the Bowman Gray style stuff right here. These guys are going to be yelling at each other on Discord later. I wish we could air that, but we definitely can't.
Interesting. Yeah.
Pace car is going to go off the
racetrack. Little off color.
Green-white checkered finish here for Dylan Bates and Cole Cavry on the outside. Look at Brett Suggs on the outside in the green car. He's going to try to roll the top with Pope on the inside there for 4th. Bates going to get away. Cavry not able to get the run, and a caution's going to wave. We're going to do it again.
Wow, Suggs made the move, Jeff. He's going to take 3rd away from Pope, but Pope's going to be saved by this. This will be a single file restart as they did not make a lap. But Suggs all the way up to 3rd from his 15th starting position, a drive by the 33 machine.
And that one started with Cade Brown and Alex McCollum going into turn 1, and I think Alex tried to force the issue just a bit. Might have turned around the 16 car. We're going to have to get a look at that one, make sure. But looked like Cade was just kind of running his line, and the 24 tried to drive it down to the very inside.
Take a look at the replay. Pick them up as they come off of turn 4. Wow.
You know, as I'm looking at it, I think Cade checked up, and I think Donald Clark was also shoving the 24. And just
that is possible, yeah.
Just another situation where, you know, Cade has to check up for Aaron Abendroth, and then the cars behind him just aren't going to lift for him. It's green-white checkered, and unfortunately for Cade, he just kind of got ran over by being the nice guy. They're going into turn 1.
Well, we're going to give everybody an opportunity to see what Donald Clark can see as they go down to turn 1. Oh, I was going to say that Donald couldn't see that, but he could.
Yeah, just a lot of shoving going on there. And as I said, the 65 it checked up for the cars ahead of him. And there was some 2 wide racing going on up there for the 3rd, 4th spot. And as he checked up, the 16 checks up for him, and the 16 just kind of gets turned around for it.
I think as before, Jeff, we called that with Brett Suggs, and that one, unfortunately, I watched that one from the cockpit view. That one, we got to check up for each other just a little bit better. That was Donald Clark just going in there full send. You watch it from his in-car. But we're about to go green flag racing. Dylan Bates back on the hammer. He's going to try to get a gap on Cole Cavry, do it down into turn 1. I believe this is a green-white checkered.
Green-white checkered, so Dylan Bates going to have 2 laps to go. He'll see the white flag when he comes off turn 4. And look at Brett Suggs putting the bumper to Cole Cavery. The caution is going to wave. We're going to have to try one more time.
Wow, they didn't get to the line? That was very close. We're going to look at 2 different things here. We'll see how close. First, we'll go back and watch these leaders and see how close. Barney's going to have that white flag out, and it's going to turn. You're going to see this here. It's going to turn yellow on us. You see that white flag down at the bottom of the screen, and I don't know when the yellow came out. Never did turn yellow. Not on the screen anyway. It's yellow now. Let's go figure out what that caution was for.
Well, I'm trying to figure that as well. The only thing I can see is there was a situation with Cade Brown and Dale Mears. And Dell ended up off the racetrack going into turn 1. I don't know if that's what actually triggered the yellow or not. It looked like a situation where the 112 with Dell Mears was not happy with Cade Brown, and he tried to let him know going into turn 1. And ended up
clearly not happy with it.
Yeah, he ended up sending himself off the racetrack.
What would have caused that? Check the corner before. And that was it for Cade Brown. Cade Brown parked the car.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Here we go. We'll go ahead and give you the replay of this one. This is Cade Brown behind the 112 of Del Mears. The green flag is out, but you cannot pass. Cade Brown does. Passes Del Mears before they get to the start-finish line. I'm guessing the 16 probably had a black flag too.
Gotcha. That would make sense. And obviously Dell was not happy with that. And, you know,
especially because he hit him to do it.
Well, and you don't have to handle it that way either. That's a situation where the 16 was going to get a penalty. That's passing for the yellow. That's a penalty. You don't need to send it off into the corner and wreck the guy. He's already in trouble. So really just not needed there. But again, this is a quarter-mile bullring, flat bullring like Bowman Gray, and the tempers have basically reached their boiling point. And you don't necessarily think rationally when you cross the line and the guy's already passing you. You just think, yeah, I don't like that guy and I need to send him up the racetrack.
The give a dang-a-meter is pegged, is what you're saying.
Well, here we go. Pace car is off the racetrack. Cole Cavery putting the pressure to Dylan Bates as we go for a third and final green-white checkered attempt. Cavery putting the bumper to Bates off turn 2, and now the caution's going to wave. I don't think we're going to get an end to this one.
That was the third green-white checker. That'll be it. Dylan Bates will be your winner as they did not make it back. If they make it to the white, there will be no caution. It will let the car sit on the racetrack and we'll just be done. But if that was the third green-white checker, Jeff, that's going to give the win to Dylan Bates in his own race.
Yeah, I believe that was the third and final one. We're going to have to watch the score.
Yeah, there's the checkered flag is out. Barney flinging the checkered flag, letting everybody know that the race is over. Dylan Bates wins it under caution. I can't remember the last time we finished a race under caution, Jeff.
Yeah, that's the first one I can remember since we've been doing the broadcast. I don't think we've had a race just end under caution, but the green-white checker's coming there late. Dylan Bates going to take the win. Cole Cavery second, Brett Suggs third, Daniel Pope fourth, Hugo Paquette up to the 5th spot. He was outside the top 10 a while back. He ends up 5th. Aaron Abadraw 6th. Alex McCollum going to come home 7th. Colby Bryant got an 8th place finish. He started 25th.
Wow.
And he ends up 8th tonight. The Super Zach Onan came out tonight, started 22nd. He finishes 9th. Donald Clark going to come home with the top 10.
Finishing the 11th spot, Willie Howells, Caden Fisher 12th, AJ Rogers 13th, Jason Warren 14th, Aaron Johnson 15th, Eric Tracy 16th, Rick Rubes 17th, Tom Dreiling 18th, Elliot Carlson 19th, and Jeff Rivard rounds out your top 20. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, some of the drivers did not have good nights. Thomas Axum, your reigning champion, ends up 21st. Corey Bigley, 22nd. Del Mears, Jonathan Sanford, Cade Brown, Lucas Hanley, Jordan Harnish, your 27 starters in tonight's Dylan Bates Racing 150. And Bill, guess what? We've got him. We can talk to Dylan Bates here. So Dylan Bates ends up winning the Dylan Bates 150. And, man, talk to us about what happened there with you and Alex McCollum exchanging bumpers for the race lead.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. When you're running these short tracks like that, restart games are always going to prevail. And he played a restart game, so I played one back. He tried to start a little further outside, and tried to run across my nose in one and cross me over, and so I blocked the crossover, and he tried to move me in 3. So he got it done, and then luckily we had another restart when I restarted in the 3rd, so I was able to return the favor. So I guess if you can dish it, you gotta be able to take it.
The lumberjack, Dylan Bates, gets it done, buddy. That one was pretty exciting. You led the whole thing up until that one point. What were you thinking when he did give you the shot? Was it, I'm going to do, immediately you were thinking you're going to do the same thing, or were you just going to wait for the opportunity to present itself?
Well, immediately I was thinking how I was going to salvage a good finish because I couldn't have, expected another caution to come out and save me like it did. So when that next caution came out, that was kind of a game saver for me, and I was able to return the favor there, restart in 3rd. That really helped out. So as soon as we were restarting right behind him, I knew that I was going to have a chance to get it back, and I led that many laps, and I wasn't going to let it get away that easy.
Well, we talked about this racetrack probably being the closest thing to Bowman Gray, and the tempers were kind of flaring there at the end. What was it like here on this little tiny racetrack and dealing with the heated emotions that were going on the voice chat there?
Honestly, the track raced pretty good. It surprisingly has a lot of grip compared to like Irwindale Inner or something like that. So I think if there's maybe some like less cars on the track or something, we could have had a better race for the fans. But because I think it raced pretty well. But we just never got a good green flag run to tell. But yeah, with everybody yelling there at the end, I didn't know what was going on, and I got hit under yellow. Man, it was like running at Bowman Gray. I didn't know what was happening. I thought beer cans were going to be flying out of the bleachers next.
Well, you have plenty of experience on this racetrack, Dylan, but only the large one, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I've never ran the inner track, so that was definitely a new one for me.
Well, we know it takes an army to get here, and I can't even. I'm sure. I mean, this is awesome. You won the race you sponsored. Can you believe that? I mean, now you're just gonna have to sponsor all the races next season. But
yeah, that's kind of unbelievable, honestly.
It takes an. Who do you want to thank, man? A lot of people. It takes a lot of work to get here.
All the guys over at Superior Performance Motorsports: Daniel Pope, Donald Clark, who else we got? Cole Cabaret, and all those guys over there.
Giant
Parker
roster.
Traves,
giant roster.
Yep, giant roster. I can't even name them all, but Parker Traves was sending me some good luck text there at the end of the race. So he kept me going.
All right, Dylan, we do appreciate it. Congratulations on the win. We're going to go let you celebrate with the Superior Performance Motorsports guys. Have fun tonight. Enjoy that one, and we will see you next Monday night.
All right, boys. Thanks.
So now we're going to get a chance to talk to the guy who finished second. He got to see all of that going on in front of him. The battle between Alex McCollum and Dylan Bates. And Cole, what were you thinking there when those two were just roughing each other up for the race lead?
Oh, that was gnarly. I honestly, I knew I didn't have the race car to run, anywhere near those boys, but especially like Bates and Pope at the start of that race. So I was kind of just hoping we would get some runs there to burn the right front off, and honestly, we never got a green flag run besides that little one. But like I said, I just try to stay clean. I don't want to start any drama this early into the season, but man, going to a short track like that, we're gonna already have some problems since only week 3.
So I'm going to stick with that theme, Cole. A great run, by the way. But we kind of took a chance running a tiny quarter mile, especially one that people usually don't have the guts to go run, especially leagues. But how did you feel about the racetrack tonight? Was it fun to drive, or were you having a good time other than that we had a pretty good number of cautions?
Yeah, other than the cautions, I have a lot of fun on those because like almost every track on this sim is kind of the same, like same line, kind of same racing, so getting to somewhere that you can run a short track like that and have to be kind of technical on where you need to enter and how it really works it's a lot of fun. I have more fun just running laps there by myself than I did besides those, like I said, besides those laps we got, but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Well, tell me, how hard is it to be sitting in second, watching those guys bump into each other and push and shove each other around and keep thinking points? Like, how bad did you just want to go for the win and try to shove one of them out of the way and just kind of realize, hey, a good second place finish is good for the championship?
Well, older or younger Cole would have definitely tried to bump someone out of the way, but I spent a lot of time with the SVM group, and Pope and those guys are older group, so they've taught me a lot about just being patient, looking at the bigger picture here. We got many weeks to go, and like I said, it's only week 3. I want to keep my nose clean and keep my name out of the drama, and hopefully, I didn't get put into that mess tonight.
Well, Cole, you already talked about the Superior Performance Motorsports guys, giving you pointers and helping you out with the bigger picture and a run at the championship. A good third place finish definitely going to help out with that. But are there any other guys that you want to thank, stickers on the race car that helped you get to this point?
Honestly, SVM's just the main one. Pope does the designs for these cars. They look absolutely sick. I mean, the gold numbers really were shining tonight. So, huge shout out to SVM Group. I mean, In the Zone Racing puts a lot of time and effort into this. Just everyone. I'm super stoked to be here, and hopefully we can move on to next week.
Well, thank you, Cole, for racing tonight. Congratulations on the second place finish. That's going to do good for the points, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, now we're going to get a chance to talk to our third place finisher. And I said at the beginning of the night, you're not going to want to start in the middle of the field. And that's exactly where Brett Suggs started, right in the middle of the field. But you kept the fenders on it, you stayed out of trouble, and you watched a lot of chaos around you all night long.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild race. I mean, usually we get some, pretty good long runs here in the Shootout series, but understandable. Such a tight track and a lot of bumpers getting used and fenders getting crinkled.
Well, Brett, we watched you. You started 15th, I believe, if I remember correctly, and I think I actually commented in qualifying that is not your expectation as you were quick in practice. What happened in qualifying that kind of caught you out, that you ended up a little bit, I don't want to say slower, but just not in the position you expected?
No, well, that's exactly right. It was slower, and I felt really good in practice, so I kind of just parked, started my stream, and then didn't turn any more laps. And I guess with this kind of being such a new track to me, I should have still used that time wisely to put some laps up there. So come qualifying time, I just, as I say, I stepped on it and ran a pretty bad lap to put us in a bad position back there.
Well, you found your way to the front when it counted, and we asked Cole, how hard is it to, watch these guys pushing and shoving and almost wrecking each other for the win, and to just kind of play it smart and go for a good points finish over, just going in there and trying to win the race in one corner.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we got put in some really tight situations there when I think we were like middle of 3 wide for a lap or two, and just trying to navigate through that and not get tangled up with the rest of them is kind of key. And I'm trying to build off last week's race. We had a P5 race 1, P4 race 2, and now to click off a P3, that's exactly where we want to go, and good day for points. So hopefully it'll pan out when we go to the next race. Not too sure where we go, but hopefully we just keep that momentum going and maybe click off a win here soon.
Well, Brett, you're gonna be the last person we talk to tonight. I just want you just kind of said it, but you got put in some really, really bad positions tonight where you thought, oh, I'm on the outside, or oh, I'm 3 wide. What's going to happen here? What's your mindset? Because you were able to persevere and move your way forward, ended up in a top 3 position. You were able to come forward anyway. What's your mindset when those things happen? Because a lot of times we're seeing it. That's what happens with a lot of the yellows tonight. We're seeing a lot of guys that are just like, oh my gosh, I can't have this happen, and they're cutting down. And what are you doing in your head that makes you excel when these guys are having trouble?
I'm kind of just letting the race come to me, and I'm just letting it pan out. And if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, So definitely trying to put ourselves in optimal positions on track, but not putting ourselves in stupid positions, if that makes sense. So, like, there was a few times where I was getting nervous or worked up when I knew I'd be stuck on the outside for a restart, but I was like, long term, it'll work out by the end of the race. We just got to keep it clean, and luckily, that's the way it ended up.
Well, we saw Colin Allman win last week on our Florida track. Dylan Bates picks up a win on the home track. And Brett, we're going to Hickory next week. So this is a chance for you. This is a home track coming up next week. Do you think Hickory's your place to pick up a win here?
I think so, man. We've had some really good races at Hickory. We also had some not so good races at Hickory, like the Windshield Deep Fall Brawl a little while back. But no, it's a really good track, local track, as you said, and we've had some success there IRL as well. So I always seem to run relatively decent on that surface, and I'm able to work the top a little bit too. So I think we got a good shot. Hopefully we're able to get some practice in beforehand and see what that setup's got. The setup's been great all season long, so I'm I'm sure that won't be any sort of issue at all.
That is our Shock I-12 racing setups. We appreciate the shout out for those guys. But Brett, we know it takes, and I've been saying this with everybody, it takes a bunch of people. People don't understand how hard it is to run the super late model on the iRacing service. Who do you want to thank that have gotten you to this point? Helped you get the knowledge and the ability to run up front.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it definitely takes a lot of people in the background. But want to thank everybody that tuned into our stream tonight on twitch.tv/BrettSuggs33. We had like 35 something concurrent viewers hanging out with us during that race. So that was super awesome. Appreciate everybody. And we're actually getting set to run another race called Moon Car. So if anybody wants to hang out for that, we still got about 30 people live in here coming up in like a minute, honestly. So of course, everybody at the stream, Team 33, Brett Suggs Racing Marketing, you guys for putting on a super fun league. This is actually my favorite league that we go to because it's just such great competition, and I mean, really nothing tops it. But yeah, Custom Matco, Lake Norman Power Cleaning, T1S Racing, Racer Tees, just everybody, Elite for sponsoring this league. Just everybody puts this deal on.
Well, thank you, Brett, for taking the time to talk with us. I know we got another race coming up. Can you believe it, Bill? He just did 150 laps here, and he's not done yet. He's going to go another how many laps?
Racing is life, again. Jeff.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
But thank you, Brett, for hanging out with us. And thanks for everybody that watched Brett's stream as well. You can always check us out on Facebook and follow us on Facebook for more information about In the Zone Racing, and maybe work your way up to the Late Model Shootout Series race with Brett yourself.
We appreciate it, Brett. Have a good night and good luck in your next race.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
Well, Bill, before we go talking about Hickory for next week, we got to do this all again tomorrow night. The ITZR County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series, they're going to take to the Bull Ring. And man, those guys were not nice to each other last week. I can't imagine what we're going to see tomorrow night. It could be absolutely insane. You're not going to want to miss that show. It's going to go off at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's when our live stream will start tomorrow night. County Road Custom Late Model Challenger, another Dylan Bates Racing 150. We will see you guys tomorrow night.